As of today, there are 1,499 inmates inside the Wake County Detention Center. The reason that's such a significant number is because it means that the place is about 95% full.
WRAL's Chelsea Donovan shows us a new program underway to try and get that number down.
Currently, there are about 1,500 inmates inside the Wake County Detention Center, some charged with murders, some misdemeanors. So now the district attorney and Superior Court judge are working to find new ways to release these inmates or get them a speedy trial.
We want to make sure that we're being aggressive in moving these cases through and not keeping people in custody who don't need to be in custody.
Inside the Wake County Detention Center, you have those charged with high-level crimes like murder to lower-level felonies like drug and robbery charges.
Some of the reasons that we see is that people are on their third or fourth attorney. We've had prosecutors leave the office.
Freeman has 44 prosecutors, but needs roughly 12 more. Those are a few reasons, she says, that some inmates have been locked up for close to 2 years. Another factor is inmates not able to make their bond.
What is it going to take to get this court case into court and see that it's disposed?
District Attorney Lauren Freeman and Senior Superior Court Judge Paul Ridgway have implemented jail review hearings to try to get inmates on the fast track out of jail. But this does not include those charged with murder.
More than half of the cases had been disposed of, and so it appears to be a process that is working.
For example, this year they've reviewed 80 cases of defendants in jail. 40 of those, so half of the defendants, were released, reducing the jail population.
Some of those people obviously, went on and accepted responsibility and are now serving prison terms.
The next review hearing in Wake County is set for August. Chelsea Donovan, WRAL News, Raleigh.
So you might hear all of that and ask, why is the detention center near capacity? How did we get to this point?
Well, there are lots of reasons. And you heard Chelsea, of course, mention staffing. That is a big one. That's a statewide problem. Right now, 39% of North Carolina's correctional officer positions are vacant. 39%. That's pretty high. Another issue is one that we have touched on before here at 7 o'clock, the huge backlog of cases. Innocent until proven guilty. We all know what that means. It means that everybody gets a day in court, but sometimes people are waiting years for that day to come. Last year, we went in depth on a controversial component of that situation, cash bail. Now, the system of cash bail is pretty simple. You put up money or assets as collateral, then you get to go home until your trial. When your trial arrives and you show back up, you get that money back. But this is not an option for everyone. In some cases, often with serious charges, the judge will deny bail altogether. In other times, people simply can't afford it. Another example of how money can influence the fairness of our system. We've talked about the story of Noel Matthews before. He was arrested for murder in 2019. He has been in jail ever since, awaiting trial, presumed innocent from a jail cell. Matthews is one example of thousands nationwide. The Prison Policy Initiative found of more than the 500,000 people that are locked up in jail cells, 81% have not been convicted. And most of these people, and Matthews is an extreme case, because 68% of them are not charged with violent crimes. That's a lot of people living off taxpayer money and slowing down the system.
And to have any shot of getting people through this system, you need public defenders. WRAL has done extensive coverage on the attorney shortage in our state. 48 of North Carolina's 100 counties are considered legal deserts. That means they have fewer than one attorney for every 1,000 residents. That's a huge workload for the public defenders who are there. At least one attorney in Wake County has more than 500 cases. Last year, WRAL Investigates Sarah Kruger spoke with the state office that oversees public defense. We want to play you a few snippets of that story.
Of the issues that you're facing in your role, how high would you rank this one?
Number one, without question.
Do you think we might reach a point where there is literally no attorney to represent someone?
Yes, I think that is a very real possibility in District 8 here in Wake County.
One reason it's hard to find attorneys for court-appointed work is pay, which ranges from $65 to $85 an hour, much less than they'd make in private practice.
In the last 12 years, we've actually decreased the amount that we pay the contract attorneys.
And why is that?
I think that is money that IDS receives from the legislature.
Okay, so it all goes back to state funding.
State funding, yes.
Last year's state budget did create some relief, adding public defender offices in 24 more counties. Actually, just today, Johnston County got its first public defender. So these are just a handful of the reasons behind the overcrowding issues in our jails, and that's why Wake County is doing those review hearings. And if we want to see even bigger change, then we have to think big, all while balancing the rights of the accused and the rights of the public to be safe from criminals.